Welcome to CyberCEO, wherein we talk about how our cyberbackers helped our cyber CEOs take their businesses to the next level. CyberCEO is powered by Cyberbacker, the world's leading provider of admin support services from anywhere in the world to anyone in the world. Please visit our website www.cyberbacker.com for more details. Alright, another awesome day here at Cyberbacker. My name is Jello. I'm back with another episode of CyberCEO. We are very lucky to have another special guest on the show right now. So Pete, how are you doing today?
I'm great, thanks.
All right, thank you very much for being on the show. We know you're very busy, so we really appreciate your time. Also, for the benefit of everyone who's listening and watching, of course, can you tell us something about yourself, Pete?
Sure. I've been in the business, I think, 14 years at this point. Had a team off and on at times, and it's been a great business. I've been in 𝗙𝗲𝗶𝗹 the whole time, and I enjoy biking when I get time.
Wow, 14 years in the industry and with Keller Williams, and you still have the time to go biking. How do you do that?
Cyberbacker.
There we go. Perfect. You are
Leverage.
leverage and cyberbacker. So how long have you been working with your own cyberbacker?
2 years.
2 years now. And is this your first time working with someone remotely?
Yes,
How was the experience so far?
it's been fantastic.
Fantastic. All right. Now, can you tell me something about your cyberbacker roles? You've been together for 2 years now. How's the interaction? How does your day go with your cyberbacker?
Sure. So we use Google Chats for every basic conversation. So if it's a current client or a current listing, our conversations are lumped within that. And then we do tasks within that. So we try
Mhm.
and operate as digitally as possible. We meet on a video call twice a week and pretty much stay in chat the entire day. Um, and and so anyway, um, I look at each of the chats or the conversations or the clients we have before we start work at 8 and kind of give her some direction or thoughts for the day on those things and what she can fill in on. And then she watches my email and everything else she can to make sure that I'm not missing something important.
Of course, that is the most important thing, not missing anything, even the very, very small details and emails, of course. Now, you've been together with your cyberbacker for 2 years. What makes this a successful partnership, Pete?
She's clever. She's very responsive. Um, she understands the business, um, and she gets it, and she understands tech. She's really been a really wonderful fit.
They're getting tech. I think that's something that is very, very important nowadays because of the digital age that we have now. Am I right?
Yeah, yeah, no, I mean, I like tech, and
Mhm.
I like the ability to leverage it and be able to just be back and forth quickly in chats on things, not necessarily have a phone call for everything.
Of course, of course. Now, how much time has she saved you? Because you've been together for a while now, 2 years.
Yeah, so I don't really have a measure of that,
Hmm.
but I do mountain bike, right? And I
Yes.
get to do things like that. I have a 10-year-old, so I feel confident picking him up and dropping him off from school and having my phone off for long stretches of time. I mean, that's priceless. I mean, it's easy to say that, I paid this much and got this much more revenue.
Hmm.
In my world, my business is pretty good and I needed more time. And I can go half a day and never read my email. And that's
Wow.
that's amazing. I know. I mean, because as an agent, and maybe an agent 3 or 4 years ago, you just looked at your phone like this, like this, like
Yes.
this. It was just like a horrible reflex to always do that. And I finally have peace of mind to not look at it
Hmm.
and have her filter that kind of stuff.
Of course.
And she knows the business well enough that she's responding on my behalf for me at times.
Wow. So imagine that 2 years. Of course, that kind of level of relationship really needs the time as well, and you have to build on it as well, especially at the start. Am I right?
Yeah, yeah, for
Of
sure.
course. Now, can you help us shed some light here? Because there are a lot of business owners right now asking the question, what are the things that a cyberbacker can do to help me with my business? What can they do? They're not here in the same place as I am. So, what are the tasks that your cyberbacker is currently doing for you in your business right now?
That's my favorite question
Mhm.
because people ask me the same thing. And and the quick answer is if it isn't lead generation, I have her doing it. So if I'm not building my business, she's doing it. So she's reading everything. She's helping with anything, any coordination possible that isn't me building my business. So ideally, my day is 2 or 3 hours in the morning of lead generation, some checking in on that, and then either appointments or doing what I want to do in the afternoon in an ideal world. And she, it takes time to teach them everything that you do, but she does everything that isn't basically building my business.
Wow, that's awesome. That's
And she helps
awesome.
build the business. Like I'll give her marketing projects, and she places my ads,
Mhm.
um, all that stuff.
So everything that can be done virtually, she does for you. Am I right?
Yeah, I mean, if it isn't lead generation or driving a
Mhm.
car, she does it. I'm not
Of
kidding.
course.
Everything.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Now, I know these type of roles could also grow in the next few months in the years to come. So, what are some of the things that you're considering having your cyberbacker do for you and your business in the future?
You know, I have just continually given her more responsibility and tasks, and the more that I can just do my job, the better. And it's not, I think you're always working on managing your
Hmm.
schedule, but we get better and better and better at that. And so that's really the only goal, and it's the biggest advantage, and I love it.
Of course, of course. Now, these type of relationships could be rocky at times, but of course, there's nothing that's perfect, right? Now, have there been, let's say, any challenges or let's say opportunities for growth that you've had working with Cyberbacker?
Yeah, I mean, I think you have to mentally be ready to realize you've hired someone that doesn't live in your country and may know the culture and may know the business and have be involved with as much as you can from somewhere else. But who you are as an agent and how you run your business is as foreign is pretty foreign, right? I mean, you guys
Yes.
do a lot of great training and understand KW, but it takes a few weeks to have the cyberbacker really understand like the compliance with contracts. I
Hmm.
mean, that it's a lot of tech stuff. So I think if you just have the open mind at the beginning that you're just going to teach them what you need in the order that's your highest priority, it goes well. It wasn't too long before we were really effective together, but you have to always give that some grace at the beginning.
Of course, we have to build on that investment as well.
Yeah.
Just let them know how you would want them to do things as well. Now, one last question for you today, Pete. There are a lot of business owners that would be listening to this, of course, and they have a question. Usually, they need advice on how to know that they've partnered with the perfect cyberbacker. So, what advice would you be able to give them?
Yep. So um, I hired for what I wanted. So let me give you a longer sideways answer
Hmm.
for a second. I've told a lot of people that I'd never hire another person that hasn't worked in a restaurant. It's a weird rule, but you have to be able to understand like
Hmm.
showing up in customer service and smiling. And honestly, you can't teach that. And so for me, my clients can feel her smile in the emails. They don't talk to her, but they say she seems so pleasant and so nice. I'm like, yeah, she's really awesome. But that's, I knew based on her resume that she would have all the tech I needed and had
Hmm.
some great life experience, but I really needed to hire for attitude. And she felt like a great attitude when I met her through this process, and she has been that. It's been perfect.
I think that is very, very important again there. I would totally agree, especially values, attitude, because again, remember, you're going to be working with this person every day, right?
Yeah.
Now, one last thing I forgot to ask. I know that Rose would be listening once we have this online. Would you want to give her a quick shout out on the show?
Rose has been fantastic. If you guys could find 1,000 more roses, you'd be better off. She's really just amazing. Attitude, performance, everything. Just perfect.
Of course, of course. And we are very excited to see where your relationship with Rose and Cyberbacker would be within the next few months and the years to come. Pete, thank you very much for being on the show. We really appreciate your time.
Thank you
for listening to our daily dose of Cyber CEO. Stay tuned to know more about how Cyberbacker creates a difference in this digital time and age. You can visit our website www.cyberbacker.com and follow our social media pages on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Spotify.